Hello, everyone, and happy spring. I'm Paul Shealy, Director of Implementations Launch at Project Lead the Way, and I'm joined by my colleague, Sherry Worsham, Director of Implementations Launch, as well as your host today. Welcome and thank you for joining us to learn more about PLTW Launch. Today, you'll discover ways that the pre-K 5 curriculum can provide an unmatched learning experience for students during summer learning in the same way it does during the school year, in class, and after school. While we get started, feel free to share your name and school location in the chat for others to see. Let's begin by looking at the agenda. Sharon and I really think the best way to start this discussion is by listening to you. We have a question that we'll ask you shortly to gain your insights. Then from there, we're going to share an overview of PLTW Launch, what the classroom looks like, and what other teachers say about the benefits it provides their students. Next, we'll discuss how the curriculum provides summer-ready experiences and how you can get started, including guidance on funding opportunities. And it's important that we provide ample time for you to ask the questions that you have, so we'll make sure to round out with Q&A for any of those questions that do come up. To facilitate that Q&A, be sure to use the chat tab to enter your questions at any time as they come to mind. Any questions that we answer in the chat, we'll be sure to repeat in the Q&A for all to hear as well.
All right, let's start with some insight from you. We want to hear what your challenges are heading into the summer learning. We've provided a link to Jamboard where you can post your thoughts and hurdles as anonymous comments. We're going to invest a couple of minutes on this to make sure our discussion is on mark for your needs. Wow, I like what I'm seeing here. Let's review this. Making fun for the teachers, not more of the same, distracted students, logistics, the scheduling, student selection, the long year you've all had, getting kids moving. Now, in preparation for today's meeting and discussion, we briefly looked at some challenges that we thought you might also have. So let me share that. Finding teachers, being tired, having meaningful academically based curriculum for the summer, not having more of the same, attracting students and engaging those students once you get them there. And we all know you don't have extra time to choose curriculum. We were in constant conversation with teachers throughout the year, and these were some of the challenges that we thought you might have. These challenges are exactly why we want to share more about PLTW Launch. The learning experience is built on proven approach and is designed to help you overcome challenges. The program is not just more book time or more of the same. It's not just classroom duty. It's learning like you've always wanted it to be. It's truly learning leadership and guiding students to their potential. The PLTW classroom experience, it engages students, sparks their natural curiosity. Time and time again, we hear stories about how excited students are when it's time for PLTW, and how students who normally don't step forward are the ones who shine in our classes. And we hear too about the effect on the teaching experience. We hear how teachers who've reached a burnout point have been reinvigorated once they've had the chance to teach PLTW. Studies show that the program helps students increase engagement and in-demand skills. From remote Alaskan districts along the Bering Strait to the largest districts in the US, to single building schools in rural towns, The stories are consistent. PLTW's research-proven, hands-on, problem-based curriculum unlocks students' and teachers' potential. It's perfect to invigorate the summer and give your students a pressure-free jump on the fall. We've talked about learning, but we want to show you what it looks like in action. This short video shows how the students connect to the PLTW curriculum in every classroom.
In that short clip, you got a snapshot of the energy that PLTW captures and creates in students. You can see how it taps into their interests and encourages all students, no matter the age, to keep discovering. That's the proof that's in the pudding. Now let's take a look at what's in the recipe that really makes it effective, potent learning that drives results. PLTW Launch provides a variety of benefits to spark the success of your students. Highlighting a few of them, we'll also show you what other teachers are saying about the difference the learning experiences creates for their students. PLTW Launch builds in-demand skills. The combination of three-dimensional learning, activity, project, and problem-based instructional approach, which we'll talk about more about shortly, real-world applied learning, and empowering students with in-demand skills ensures an unmatched experience for your students. Each module begins with an introductory story where a problem is used to set the stage. Then hands-on activities and projects provide a scaffold for developing knowledge and skills that are then reinforced through application to solve an open-ended real-world problem. Designed to support your science learning needs, the curriculum also supports best practices in science education. The unmatched experience combines three-dimensional learning, activity, project, and problem-based APB instructional approach, and real-world applied learning. More than ever, schools are placing a larger emphasis on the social emotional learning needs of students, and PLTW Launch helps support your students in that initiative. Without going really in depth into SEL, one great example of this is the social awareness component. In PLTW Launch classrooms, students are consistently working in small group settings, collaborating with peers, and providing feedback to meet the needs of others while showing respect. We know that, early and equitable access to engaging hands-on content reinforces language development through authentic learning. PLTW Launch supports literacy and language acquisition in many ways. Through story structure and expository text, through plot analysis and analysis of main ideas and key details, and also the use of launch logs creates experience-based opportunities for nonfiction writing and vocabulary development connected to each of the activities, projects, and problems. Now, PLTW Launch also integrates math concepts and practices set at the appropriate grade level into the learning as well.
Thank you, Paul. Project-based and problem-based learning are effective approaches. Research shows that problem-based and project-based learning approaches positively impact student achievement. It increases intrinsic motivation and participation, and it helps develop those critical thinking skills. In elementary school, PBL is especially strong in increasing science achievement and social and emotional learning. Now, if we combine the benefits of problem-based, project-based, and scaffold learning, that's the APV approach. In activity, project, and problem-based instruction, activities provide opportunities for students to build knowledge and skills. The projects are guided investigations that allow students to discover connections and make learning fun, adding that depth of meaning. And the module culminates in a problem which is real-world, open-ended, and collaborative. It calls for the transfer and the application of knowledge and skills. This approach encourages student engagement. Research indicates that coupling a problem or a project-based approach with STEM learning, as APV does, has a positive impact on student learning, on critical thinking skills, and on social emotional learning. Embedded social emotional learning can enhance children's confidence in themselves. It increases their engagement in school, along with their test scores and grades, and it reduces conduct problems while promoting desirable behaviors. This unique approach empowers students to develop social, emotional, and cognitive skills through authentic problem solving.
So let's take a look into one module to show you how this all really comes to life. In this instance, we're looking at a third grade module, Stability in Motion, Forces and Interactions. During the activity, students are developing knowledge and skills related to forces and interactions, simple machines and compound machines, before making meaning and connections with magnetic interactions in the projects. Students then transfer and apply the knowledge and skills developed in the activities and the project to the real-world problem, where students must develop a tiger rescue device that is composed of a simple and compound machines that uses a magnet to move the tiger to safety. All of the PLTW Launch's modules are built on the same structure, and they focus on a variety of pathways and sciences. This allows schools great flexibility in selecting what works for their needs, whether your focus is on biomedical science, computer science, engineering, traditional science domains, or some other STEM focus. PLTW Launch can fit. As you know, and as we discussed at the start of today's discussion, planning for summer learning involves additional considerations. You want to build your summer experience with curriculum that captures your students' energy and attention. PLTW Launch is a perfect fit for that. To help you better understand how, we created this resource. We'll send this along in a follow-up email to you, but let me share a brief overview. This resource helps you see various implementation options you could arrange. For instance, if you or your students have a particular passion for computer science or robotics, you could choose modules that fit that focus. Or if you want to spark interest through early exposure to science, you can build your plan with those modules. We can help you identify those. The resource also provides guidance by grade level to which modules have more of that summer camp feel, while still offering that proven, structured learning approach all of our modules are built on. And maybe as importantly, we also share links to resources that help you understand and explore the funding available to you to make this plan a reality for your students.
PLTW Launch is proven learning that feels like fun. We believe it because we hear it from teachers, we hear it from students, and we see it in the research. And through our APV approach, students build knowledge and skills that they carry for a lifetime. That's because the curriculum, built to a variety of standards, is connected to the world and careers that students see around them. Because our program is so flexible, schools everywhere are able to fit it into their scheduling during the summer, during the school day, or out of school time. Now, we've mentioned a moment ago, but it bears repeating here. One consideration that drives your decisions, whether you're focused on summer or school year learning, is funding. The great news is there are more options than ever to support your choices. Schools everywhere are fueling student success by blending grants and funds from various sources. As a side note, when looking at the district and state spending plans, experts see that districts are spending their ESSER dollars designated for academic recovery on a wide variety of strategies, with summer learning, with tutoring, with after-school programs, and school year initiatives rising to the top of the list. So your peers across the country are thinking the same thing as you, funding and finding the solution to unlock their students' potential is critical to creating success. Okay, now we've come to the section that's as valuable as any, time for questions and answers. We are here to answer your questions, and we'd like for you to always feel comfortable sending those questions to your PLTW connection in your state, and also to use our very valuable source, the Solution Center, if you have some problems with connecting. We thank you for joining us today, and we hope that you'll bring PLTW Launch to your students this summer. So that's all we have for now, and we'll close out by saying, again, thank you for your time today. We appreciate it, and we want you to look for the follow-up email with the resources that we've selected for you and mentioned in today's meeting. Thank you again, and have a great rest of your week.